Hello again, folks. So I was going through the November 5th search warrant, and I think it's really important that people understand the full concept of a search warrant and what that exactly means. Because, I don't think a lot of people understand it. And, when I pointed out the lack of Kratz's notary stamp, I got some people commenting, I'm being too nitpicky about the search warrant. And I'm going, yeah, of course I am. I'm being nitpicky because it is our Fourth Amendment right under the United States Constitution. So, yeah, you're damn fucking right. I'm going to be nitpicky about the search warrant. So, in that vein, let's go through this. So, when a officer applies for a search warrant, first he has to have just cause. The just cause in this case for the November 5th search warrant was the location of Teresa Halbach's car on the Avery property. Understandable, and I can totally dig it. Her car was found there. One of her appointments from the last day she was seen was on that property. It makes sense. But here's where it gets funky. When an officer applies for a warrant, he has to state specifically what he is going to be looking for on that property. The reason is to limit the intrusiveness of law enforcement into your private property. So he has to list what he's looking for, and he can only look in areas that feasibly this object or person could be located. So if they're looking for, say, a semi-automatic assault rifle, they can't look in your microwave because a semi-automatic assault rifle can't fit in your fucking microwave. So let's go through what is listed once again on this search warrant. Item number 1, a 1999 Toyota RAV4, dark blue in color, and the VIN number. Okay, fair enough. Item number 2, women's clothing, including but not limited to blue jeans, a white button-down shirt, and a spring jacket. Understandable, that's what Teresa was supposedly wearing the last day she was seen. Number 3, Teresa Halbach herself. Makes sense. Number 4, property belonging to Teresa Halbach, including but not limited to cameras, film, and photography equipment, and electronic storage devices. Folks, when you've got a missing person and you're looking for them and you found their car, it is typical protocol in the search warrant and also common fucking sense to look for not only photography equipment, cell phones, or anything that could point away from the person you want to have committed the murder, but also her purse, her computer, anything that she's known to carry with her on a constant basis. And any, items that are typical of women to carry or, whoever. But in this case, women, because that's what she was. She was a woman. So what about her purse? What about her wallet? What about her keys? What about her laptop? What about her address book or her day planner? Her appointment book? What about that shit? Why is that not listed in the warrant? That doesn't make sense. All of those things could provide a lead. Her wallet alone could have provided a lead with her credit cards, her checkbook. Come on, folks. Use your head. Number 5, forensic evidence, including but not limited to fiber evidence, blood, hair, saliva, semen, and fingerprints. Okay, I can dig it. Number 6, instruments capable of taking a human life. Fine. Okay, so now that we've covered the hard part of that, and this is the other thing, and I know I pointed this out in another video, but this warrant is limited to 48 hours. What that means is that if you do not complete the search of that property in that time frame, you need to apply for either a new warrant or an extension of the warrant. which was not done in this case. Now, when the warrant is executed, the officer must do what is called a return of officer or return of warrant. And it's basically telling the court, okay, we executed the warrant and this is what we found. And then it's a list, okay? On this return of warrant, everything that was found and tagged and bagged and entered into evidence that was not listed on the original warrant is highlighted in pink or orange. Now, this is significant because if it's not listed in the fucking warrant, you need to apply for an additional warrant, an add-on, or just another separate warrant entirely, which was not done in this case. So, the items that were located and tagged and bagged are as follows. A broken pair of eyeglasses. I don't think Teresa Halbach wore glasses. What do you think? Bedding materials containing fiber and other forensic evidence. How do you know if it contains fiber evidence or forensic evidence? You don't know that. Only the lab can testify to that. Couch pillow containing fiber and other forensic evidence. See comments right before this. Pornographic material. Not in the fucking warrant. Small memo-style notebook. Not in the warrant. Personal identifiers of Stephen Avery tending to establish residency. Not in the warrant. Auto Trader magazine. Not in the warrant. For sale sign. Not in the warrant. Sheet of paper with Auto Trader letterhead. Not in the fucking warrant. CD case containing 2 CDs. Not in the warrant. Burning barrels and contents. We'll get back to that in a second, but not in the fucking warrant. Sexual devices. Not in the warrant. 1 pair of women's gloves. Not in the warrant. And fabric swatches cut from couch containing fiber and other forensic evidence. Not in the warrant. Do you need me to say it slower, Wiegert? You slimy shit. Now, the burn barrels are significant because some of the items listed in the original warrant were found in the burn barrel, but the warrant only covers the items themselves. As for the burn barrel, they should have gone and applied for a separate warrant. And the fact that the items had been found in the burn barrel would have justifiable probable cause. So, I say again, not in the fucking warrant. This entire case, I'm disgusted. I really am, folks. Because here's the thing. A warrant does not give police the right to go through your shit and bag whatever the fuck they feel might be significant. It gives them the right to come in your home, locate certain items. If they see something else in the course of their search that could be significant, that gives them probable cause. They can take a picture of it, but they cannot take the item. And they must go and file for another fucking warrant. It is listed under the 4th Amendment of the United States Constitution. And you cannot just go, oh, gee, that looks like it might have been used for something. Bag it. You can't do that. You don't get to choose whose civil rights are applicable and whose are not. That's the entire fucking reason we have the Constitution, folks, is because if it's not listed in the warrant, it is not admissible in court. Period. End of story. It's not negotiable. You don't get to negotiate the Constitution. That's the whole fucking point. And I've had people say, Casey, you're being awfully nitpicky about that warrant. You know what, motherfucker? You'd be nitpicky too if it was your kid or if it was you. And by choosing to not be nitpicky about it for someone else opens you up to an illegal search and seizure. See, this is why I care about this case so much, folks. If we allow this shit with Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey, it's gonna keep fucking happening. We have to nip this shit in the bud. And it needs to stop. And this is not the first case of manufactured evidence and bullshit in the state of Wisconsin. It's not an isolated incident. Go to my Facebook page and you will see that. Now, I will leave the link for this search warrant in the description below. I will also leave the link for my Kickstarter campaign for Get a Clue TV in the description below. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you soon.